welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, aka Tony. Here with some of my nearest and dearest. I got Doe.
Yo.
I got Mateo.
What's going on, bud?
I got my boy Pooch in the building today.
What's going on? Knicks won yesterday, okay?
Knicks
Putting
winning.
that out there.
All right, we starting early.
Against guess who? Trey Young. Can I get a
Trae Young.
fuck Trey Young chant in the fuck Trey Young? Fuck Trey
Trae
Young.
Young.
Yeah, it's happening.
That's wild. Y'all disrespecting the man like that.
He should shave his head bald, all right?
The man, wow.
From one bald brother to another.
yeah,
just shave it
that
bald.
man is spotty.
That hair is looking light. Or he needs whatever LeBron got. Remember when LeBron was balding and then his hair came back stronger, bigger, faster, stronger than ever before?
Yeah.
Now that's just limping. So
Can't
need to
avoid
shave
the
too.
baldness, bro. You can't avoid it. It's there forever. It's coming. Shit is dry as fuck.
I read a thing about Humphrey Bogart, that old school actor, that he was having trouble conceiving his, children. So they gave him like a bunch of like testosterone shots and whatever the fuck black magic science shit they put into people's bodies back then. And it made him go completely bald. So then they gave him a bunch of like vitamin B shots to like help him grow his hair. But then it caused like other issues in his life. Like those old school, like Hollywood used to just own the actors basically. They would just tell them what to do. They'd be like, here, we're going to shoot you full of stuff. Just do it.
Damn.
nuts.
That's
That
a
must have
fucking,
been a hairy situation.
yeah, I would agree. I mean, we're all hairy in some ways.
I have
Maybe
a lot of hair on my body. I don't ever trim my armpits. Never. They grow to a perfect length and they just stay there forever.
people trim their armpit hair. I've never trimmed armpit hair.
I be having to do that shit every once in a while.
I think once you cut it the first time, then it'll just start growing out of control. I think the original length just stays that same throughout your whole life.
That sounds like one of those like myths. Like they're like, oh, the second you shave your beard, shit grows in so much thicker.
It does.
You'll never be able to not shave your beard again.
You don't see my beard? Telling you.
You're saying if you shave it off, it's going to come in twice as thick now.
Yeah.
He's just gonna gain hair follicles. Just
What is that dude with the magnet that used to put the shit on his face?
The
Don't remember that stupid
The little
kid's
toy.
Yeah.
It had the little stuff on it. Yeah, I remember.
Woolly Willy or some shit like that.
No,
Yeah.
I never seen that. But Doe, how was your week? Man? How was the weekend? Let me know. Did you ride a
Weekend's been-
bike?
No bikeage this weekend, but everything is good. I'm watching. For some reason, I keep going back to Band of Brothers. It might be one of my favorite World War II films.
Facts. I love that one.
That's interesting because I remember when you first watched that, like you were live tweeting through it and you were like, this is just a bunch of racist white men. Why do I care about this show?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I felt like that in the beginning, but then I was like, there's a lot of building between the people on screen, and I think it works. The first episode's just long enough that you start to give a fuck about all these people, and then they're off to war. So I think it has good pacing. But yeah, I'm watching that again.
I think those first 3 episodes are like perfect TV. The rest of it feels like it drags a little. Like it gets long. The winter comes, it becomes a bit of a slog. But yeah, those first 3 episodes are incredible. It's like the boot camp. Then they like land, and they're like all scattered. They gotta find each other. And then the 3rd episode's like their first like real skirmishes with the Nazis and shit. All that shit is super cool. And
I think my favorite episode is that one with the medic, like the one that just focuses on the medic.
That's later on. That must be like the 5th or 6th.
you know,
Yeah, I think that might be my favorite one. It's just so interesting, that peek into that side of the war and him running back and forth between like the pretty little French nurse and like the front line.
That's Pucho in Battlefield. That's exactly what he does. But he gets kills too, though. That's the difference.
I also I also started playing the first Red Dead Redemption.
Nice.
It's a good game.
How far are you?
I just in like the beginning, I did like maybe 5 or 6 missions so far, but it's all good. I just got the rope, so I'm gonna try to start getting some of the bounties alive.
Waste my time with that shit. Bow, bow. Let's go. I ain't chasing nobody. I ain't trying to lasso you off the horse. None of that bullshit.
Joey thinks he's the hangman from the Hateful Eight. He's catching all bounties alive and bringing them back. He's like, I'm not the executioner. Like I can't take that man's job. Like, that guy has a job to do. You know,
keeping people employed.
Man, that's nice of you.
Anything else? That's pretty much it.
That's it. Why you didn't ride no bike? Curious.
I've just been recording podcasts all weekend.
What is that? I mean, you got a chance to slip some in night ridings. You know, be the night rider.
I enjoy my off time, so sometimes I just want to relax here at the crib and play some from Overcooked with my friends. We had a very peaceful Overcooked night last night. We didn't yell one time at each other.
Damn, I must be the problem then, because I didn't join y'all for Overcooked last night.
I wasn't there as well, so today would be fun nice.
Though. Yeah, we were slam dunking a lot of those. We were doing good.
Damn.
Who was it?
The supreme dishwasher. It was me, Jesus, and Pucho. We played for like 3 hours.
It's also different too for 3. What?
Absolutely not. We played for like 45 minutes.
No way. We were playing from like 9 o'clock to like 12:30, 1 in the morning.
Okay.
Maybe somebody didn't know what time it was when they started.
I'm going to have some beers. I'm going to have some Overcooked today, okay?
That's a fact. What about you, Pooch? How was your week? Anything exciting? Did you add any new things to your room?
No, I mean, like last time I moved in here, you know, we're still setting things up. I'm about to hang my guitar soon.
On the back wall?
Corner.
You should do it on the back wall. Yeah, that'd be fire.
Yeah, I'm a little scared because heat and sunlight could ruin wood and the windows right there. So I'm a little iffy on actually putting my guitars there, but...
put 10.
Yeah, I was originally going to I have a closet over here. I was going to put the guitars in that closet because I took the doors off. But that wall isn't a structural wall, so they don't need to follow like building code. So the studs are 24 inches apart instead of 16, and the thing that I bought to hang the guitars are 16. The holes are at 16 inches. So it's like, this is some bullshit. Like they should have just built the whole thing out like standard, so you could use all the walls. Like
I was going to tell you,
you could risk it with some drywall anchors.
Exactly. No, they work though. I literally have a 60-inch TV on drywall anchors. You just need one of the main bolts to hit on the stud on the wall, and then the rest you could literally do dry anchors, bro. They will hold up to like 200 pounds. There's even some that hold more weight, and that's what I did with the TV in the living room and the TV in my office room, right, our game room now. Just one of the center one would hit the stud, and the rest are just anchored in. And it would hold, trust me. This TV's fucking probably weighs more than one guitar. So I don't know how many guitars you got, but
if you don't want to risk your guitar, Tony will come over. He'll hang off the guitar hanger to make sure it's husk proof before you put it up.
He'll test it for you.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's any drywall anchor that holds 200 pounds, by the way.
Yo, why do you think they do that? Why the fuck just this wall is? They just wanted to save money or something?
No, because they build to code. So yeah, they wanted to save money, so they always just build to code.
Yeah, pretty much.
If a wall's not structural, they don't need to follow the rules for a structural wall. Like if the wall's holding up your house, it needs to adhere to certain standards. If it's not holding up the wall of the house, because that's just like a walkway through to like, it's the laundry room. It's not those walls. They just built it to be a laundry room instead, and they're not holding up the house. They're just there for the sake of splitting a room or whatever.
Tony's Googling drywall anchors right now.
No, I just posted it in the chat.
There's this YouTube channel. I always forget what it is, but I always find it by just like searching around. This guy is like the ultimate tester. He tests everything. He tests like
So you can,
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that it doesn't claim to be 200 pounds. I'm saying that the guy is gonna put. He has like all this special equipment to test everything, and he puts like pounds of pressure, and he'll show you like at what exact moment it starts ripping out the wall, and then at what moment it gets completely like detached. He does this for everything. He compares drills. He compares anchors. He compares like all types of shit. So anytime I'm going to buy a new tool, I just look to see if he has like comparisons, because his should be a little overkill, but it's interesting. But yeah, he got drywall, stud finders. He's got like every fucking tool that you could imagine. That's, I don't know, like, Booch, common.
These descriptions says up to 240 pounds.
Okay. I think Doey just didn't hear what I just said, but congrats. Did. I'll just stop there. Doey beat me.
Doey one-upped you.
I'm just saying. It says 200 up to 240 pounds. Wouldn't you be able to like sue them for false advertisement?
No, they'll claim the drywall is like weak. Not standard, is old. They'll have some loophole out of it. But.
We put 2 of those on the wall. We put some of those, those rock climbing like little grips on there. We put 2 of those on the wall. Tony hangs on them. 240 pounds each will hold Tony up, no problem. We can test this shit.
You know what's funny? The worst thing that can probably happen is that I fall and my foot goes through the drywall. So now he has like a fucking... Where does that wall go to behind you? Tike Liana's closet.
To my daughter's room, dude. If you did that, I'll kill you.
You can have a window to watch your... You can have a window to watch your...
Not in real life. I love you, Tony.
You can have a window to watch your daughter. Yeah. It's like, no, it's like a one-way mirror. You can just watch her from your room. So just in case if you're by yourself, you put her to bed, you could just turn around and be like...
If
she could see me here while I'm recording, she'll throw a fit. She'd be pissed.
One-way mirror. It'll look like a mirror to her, but you can see her.
The One Up podcast does not condone putting a one-way mirror into your kid's bedroom.
Yeah, Tony's a fucking creep, bro.
He's either a creep or he's trying to turn her room into an interrogation room.
You guys are whatever. But yeah, I mean, what else? I mean, honestly, you could put tints on that window, Pooch, and it'll block out the sunlight so it won't damage the guitars. That's what I've been wanting to do at the house here. Just put black window tint on the windows.
Yeah, some of my windows actually do have that kind of one-way mirror thing. Like I could look out when I'm doing work on that side of the house. I can't look into my house. Like it's like a reflective thing. So I think it does block most of the light. So there's probably not a lot of heat coming through. And, I'm just a little scared,
Oh yeah, they're guitars. They're expensive.
Yeah, but we'll see. I'm gonna put them up there. I don't give a fuck. So I'll buy another one.
Think that'll be the excuse. Hey, Alicia, I gotta spend another couple bucks on this one because this one's fun.
Dude, I really gotta stop buying guitar. I used to play my guitar so much, and then over the years I've just not. And so like I don't really have any good reason to be buying anymore other than I just love looking at them.
I have such an urge to buy a resonator guitar.
What's that?
It's they're the guitars. They use them a lot for bluegrass. They have the metal like kind of front, so that it gives the sound a little bit of like a unique tone to it.
Yeah, it has like the snare drum back, right? So it kind of makes those tinny sounds and stuff.
Yep,
that's fire.
Yeah, I saw one of those. It's just like it was like all metal, like an aluminum guitar. Sounded really strange. Not in a bad way, just like it's very different. But that's cool.
No, it seems like it'd be fun to play around with. I mean, my favorite guitar is still my stupid little beater guitar here that I bought for like $5 at a pawn shop. So like,
damn. What about you, Mateo? Other than pawn shopping, what you been up to?
I have been playing some Red Dead Redemption 2, and I have a complaint about that game. But it's not like it's not like an actual ding on the game. That game is so pretty and like cinematic that sometimes it puts me to sleep a little bit when I'm like traveling between like mission points, especially at the beginning where you're just like walking through the snow or like riding through the snow for like 20 minutes at a time. I found myself drifting off yesterday when I was playing that shit. Just like my eyes closed open. I was like, oh shit, he's still talking to me. Good thing I held X on the controller while I was sleeping.
You're on that doughboy shit when you fall asleep mid-game and then teleport to us.
How much have you played?
We just started thawing out, and we're in the wagon train headed somewhere, and the wheel fell off the wagon.
Okay, so you're still like in the beginning.
Yeah, I'm still basically in the tutorial. Like they're still teaching me shit in the game.
And when I was playing it on Xbox, I'm literally like 10 missions ahead of you at that point. So I mean, it's a good game. I never finished it. I like the hunting aspect of it. Like you get to hunt for like these great rare fucking animals and shit. Like I think it was a mountain lion, a fucking gator, a moose or some shit, a bear.
Gigantic moose, yeah.
Yeah, like I was always curious of finding it, and you got to go there at a specific time. But the only way to do it is by doing the missions to get leveled up on the guns and on your coats and shit like that. So that game is pretty cool. Gave me like Fallout vibes a little bit, where you had to just like walk around and fuck. Well, it's RPG, so yeah, same shit.
You played that game on the Xbox?
Yeah, it was free. Because the Game Pass, if you got it during a certain time, and then you could share with your homies or whoever. So me and my other buddy had it, so played it. Or I think it was his, and I got it free.
PlayStation needs to get their shit together, dude. Game Pass is one of the best things you can purchase right now. It's probably the best subscription service on the market, hands down. They
honestly need to go back to how it was on PlayStation 3, where you can have 3 people on like an account and they all share games, and we can all. I mean, it's not profitable for them, but I mean, fuck it.
Yeah, that's why they're not going back to that.
They give a subscription like a PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Plus friend, where you can have, instead of paying $60, you pay $80, and you and your friend can have an account and you can share games, and you can kind of make
it's
your
already
money.
like that. You could have, I think, 2 consoles you could share games on.
Yeah, but that shit's for dicks.
PlayStation Pro Plus Max.
You know, the South Park just joked about that on their post-COVID. Everything now has Max or Plus behind it. Everything. Taco Bell Plus, CVS Max.
That's funny.
That's fucking beast. But while I would say it's not as good as Game Pass, PlayStation does have the PlayStation Now. It lets you download PS4 and PS5 games, and then older games, they let you stream them, which is something Xbox is adding too, I think, to expand its backwards compatibility, like how many games they support or whatever. But like me and Doey have played quite a few games, and I've downloaded a few games just to try them out and stuff. It's cool. I think Game Pass tends to get newer games on the service, so.
Tony, that shirt is legit, by the way.
Very nice.
Oh, you like it?
I was looking at it. Yeah, it's fire.
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
It's a good ass shirt.
One more thing about Xbox. Go ahead. You want to say where you got it?
No, go ahead.
I want to say one thing. The original Dragon Ball Z cartoon, okay? There was a song that played when the Ginyu Force came out, and the song was incredible. I love this fucking song. But now anytime I try to go and find it, I can't find it. Like, I can't even find like that version, because Dragon Ball Z has had a number of different translations over the years. So yeah, I don't know. It's just something. I remember having a lot of nostalgia for when the Ginyu Force came out, but then I remember like having watched it, and then when Toonami did it again, it was different, and it bummed me out.
Yeah, you gotta find the original fucking scene or episode, and then you can take that into a website. Someone showed it on YouTube. I was fucking around on YouTube one day, and like, if you want to find themes, this is how you do it. You plug it in here, and then boom, it'll show you all the music for that episode. Pretty dope.
Huh. Hey, which Dragon Ball Z intro song is the best one? Is it the Dragon Rock one, or is it Chala Head Chala, that one? You don't remember? Chala Head Chala.
Nah, I was a ball about that. That dragon, what's the dragon? That's like the Mortal Kombat song. It's like, as soon as it played, I used to be doing mad karate moves like off rip. I became a kung fu master. Like
that and the Mortal Kombat song, Mortal Kombat. I was like, me and my brother would fight.
That song infused you with violence, like immediately.
What was it?
Mortal Kombat, and then you immediately start beating the shit out of whoever's closest to you.
Or you're punching pillows if no one's with you, just bam, punching pillows across the room. Kid shit, bro.
Yeah. Not a great movie, but that song is one of the greatest contributions to pop culture. So,
yeah, quick about Xbox. They do FPS boost on older games. I downloaded Grand Theft Auto 4 last night. The shit runs incredible on the fucking Xbox Series X. Also, Red Dead Redemption also got FPS boost and resolution boost. The game looks good on Xbox backwards compatible. So pretty cool that Xbox does these things.
That's rad. Tony, what have you been up to?
Pretty much nothing. I didn't really do nothing other than, we did like a lot of recordings this weekend. And I went to a party last night. 2 parties. One's a baby party for my cousin. Mm-hmm. And then I went to a party last night for one of my homeboys' wife's birthday. That was fun. Got home kind of late. But yeah, my week has been pretty fucking dull. Like I enjoyed the fucking 4-day vacation though for Thanksgiving. That was shit. Bro, they need to switch. America needs to fix this week shit. Like either give me a Monday off or give me a Friday off. We need to do a 4-day week schedule, 10-hour shifts. I mean, I already do it now, so I don't give a fuck. But we just need to fix something with this.
A 410 would be so rad if that was just like the norm. Like everyone just realized the weekend starts on Friday or something. Like that'd be some cool stuff.
Facts.
I would
I'm
do
tired of Monday. Monday's the worst day in everyone's life. Everybody hates Monday. If you got a job, you hate Mondays. Like doesn't matter. But yeah, I got this shirt off.
I'm working the 410. And I'm not a big fan of it. Like, I love having the day off, but 10-hour days are grueling. Like, because like before, I would occasionally work 10-hour days whenever there was like extra work to do. Now I work a 10-hour day whenever there's extra work to do. It's like 11 hours, 11 and it's just like it murders you. It's so discouraging. Like, before I'd wake up at 6 something in the morning, and by I don't know whatever the fuck 8 hours is after that, like. 2, 3 p.m., I'm done with my day. Like, that felt good. Now it's like I wake up at 6, and sometimes I'm not getting off of work till 4, 5 something. It feels like all I do is work now. And so, and then it's like I'm so exhausted after work that I don't do the thing. Like, I don't know. I like, only working 8 hours a day gives you 2 more hours to do shit. Go to the gym, cook dinner, do things. When you work the 10-hour day, when you're done, you're like, how the fuck am I going to pick up my daughter from daycare and cook dinner and put her to bed in the next like hour and a half? Like, I don't know. That aspect kind of sucks.
It is rough because the same thing. Like I work 10-hour days, 5 days a week. So I get home. I leave work at 5. I get home by like 5:36 with no traffic. And then it's like, okay, boom, get home. Luca time. Getting him, changing his diaper, feeding him. Walking them, then 8 o'clock is bedtime. So I get like 2 hours of just, playing with them. And then it's like bedtime showers, night walk, come home, bottle, bed. And then boom, now I get to play video games or actually take a shower, start eating or whatever the fuck, now it's my time.
Dude, what if 11 to 12 hours of my week every week go to podcast production bullshit and working out? That's almost an entire fucking day right there, just spent doing like my hobby stuff. That's a fair point with the 10-hour days. Like I don't know what I would have time to actually do, and actually sleep at the same time too.
Yeah, you gotta sleep.
What if we should be moving in the other direction? 4-hour days, 7 days a week, or some shit like that. 3-hour days.
How would you handle the money part?
You'd get paid the same. You're just putting in a shorter amount of hours per day, but now you don't have days off.
Nah. I need Saturday and Sunday off. Imagine Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A would die if they had to had to open up on a Sunday.
How would they die?
Because they don't work on Sundays. It's against their religion. So it would be like a
death?
Yeah, they would die before they open up on Sunday. They're not going to open up on Sunday for nobody.
How weird would that be if like fast food places were just open for like 2 hours every day?
It would be packed.
People would be pissed.
No,
you'd have to pay for that McDonald's Plus so you could get the priority line.
That McDonald's plus. You can skip the line too. You ain't gotta wait.
I'm with Doey, man. Like it'd be nice, you know, to have just shorter days. Like, I don't know. I feel like you could do so much. Like, you just bang out like a 5-hour work shift, and then it's like, all right, now I got like 6 hours to myself before bed. Like, that's a lot of time. Like, you know, you could go to the gym, you could cook food, you could go out, you could hit the bar, you could do all this shit and still get a full night's rest. Like,
every day.
Or at least, or, you know, if that's not the case, then they can give us all like 2 weeks vacation on top of the regular vacation we got. And we can just, you know, do it like that.
this guy's asking for free money. We're talking about just the same thing, but just, you know, rearranging the hours a little bit.
Trying to get some free shit. You gotta always try to get free shit. Always try.
You know, the thing that starts sucking as you get more into your career is that you get more time off and you just can't use it because there's just too much shit to get done.
I wish I had problems like that.
I still got like fucking 10 days of PTO that I'm not going to be able to use this year, dude.
Really?
That sucks. I'd find the way to use it.
You can't pepper them in like a Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday, Monday, Friday.
That's what I'm going to have to do to see how much of it I can burn. Like just do
They
some
don't pay
random
you
3-day
out?
weekends.
Yeah, that sucks.
I'd pepper those bad boys in there. I'd be like 1 or 2 days off. Or like it's nice because you have 4-day weeks.
Yeah. So I know we all have so much time, you know, with our 10-hour workday shift and all that. But do you guys watch, or have you guys watched Dave on Hulu or Inside Job on Netflix? I don't know if you guys ever know who Dave is or the Inside Job. Have you guys watched any of it?
Let's do one by one.
Yeah, let's start with, I wasted my morning watching Inside Job this morning.
Wasted.
I was editing the podcast and watching Inside Job, and I have regrets. Okay, show is not for me. I didn't
Not
like
for
it
you?
at all. No,
Damn.
I didn't like it at all.
Doughboy's sad.
Are we doing Inside Job first, or were we discussing that one?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can, I guess.
What was your take on Inside Job, Tony?
I liked it. It reminded me of Rick and Morty.
Say Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Nothing like Rick and Morty.
But only aspect of Rick and Morty of when like the Morty and Rick obviously, and then it's like the father and daughter's the same, but it's just, you know, flipped. Like just what I picture Rick and Morty show. Like they're talking shit, they're going through a bunch of drama. You know, Morty's causing it, Rick's is fixing it, but it's also Rick's fault because he's a dick. So it's the same thing. Like I don't know. It's definitely a show that you can just sit there and watch while you're eating or just drinking a little bit. You want to just laugh at some stupid shit. But, you know, I found it funny. I like that whole John F. Kennedy's fucking shit they added in there, where the sniper who sniped him, the old man, is the like they had like a whole bunch of them, and he comes and just helps and saves them and shit. I found it funny. It was fucking pretty funny. But nah, yeah, I like it. Overall, if it was like a 1 to 10, I'll give it like an 8, maybe a 7, 5.
8.75.
Like an 8 or maybe a 7, maybe more of a 7.5. I'll give it a 7.5. But
7.5 was
7.5.
yeah, come on, Mateo, fucking get with the program.
that was
here.
not fun. I thought you were just giving a range, like somewhere between a 4 and a 10. You know.
What about you, Mateo? Did you enjoy Inside Job?
I got the Rick and Morty vibes in the animation style and the over the top violence. Rick and Morty's definitely funnier. I don't know. It reminded me of like a mix of like Family Guy and like Rick and Morty and shit like that, but like not in the way that I thought I would enjoy as much. It's not a bad show. Like I watched that over what is that stupid one? Party Ant Chicago or some shit like that on Netflix.
Never
I tried
seen
watching
that
that
one.
one. Didn't get into that at all. But it was all right. I don't think that I need to finish the season. I don't think I'm going to finish the season.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. But you know, if you're bored, you pop it on in and watch it. Why not? You
I
know?
do think it's kind of funny them poking fun at like the various conspiracy theories because I mean this country is filled with conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an aspect of the show that I found interesting. Was just like them incorporating all the conspiracy theories into plots or just like offhand remarks. Like they reference like the lizard people, they reference the JFK assassination, the Hollow Earth,
The controlled
a
weathering.
number
They
of
can
other
control the weather.
yeah, right. Weather control, shit like that.
What about you, Doe?
Yeah, I like exactly what he said. I like how they explore themes of conspiracy theories. There's a lizard people episode. There's a flat Earth episode that deals with all these conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And I think very cleverly, I enjoyed it a lot. I just I like the dynamic between the girl and her friends. I think the shit just works. For me, I really like the show. I never really watched Rick and Morty. I find I just find it very off-putting. I don't really like that show too much.
That show is hilarious, bro.
That guy burps too much for me to even keep following what he's saying. It's a little bit gross.
He burps less in later episodes.
Yeah. I really like the character progression in this though. I like how she goes from a scientist to almost towards the end she's owning the Illuminati place. So I think there's good progression. I enjoyed the show a lot.
I did find it funny that her character, she came off like a dick with her coworkers because she's obviously their boss or whatever. And they were all in that one episode, they were all talking shit about her. And then next, it's time to fire. They're all sucking her ass and be like,
yeah.
Oh, here. He's like, wow, my productivity went through the roof this week. I was just like, wow. If every time I threatened to fire you guys here, it would you guys would just way better. You know what I mean?
She doesn't want to pick who because she just wants to keep being treated nice. She's like, I don't want to pick nobody yet because they're all being nice to me.
No, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It feels like cheap comedy. It's just all shock value. It felt like little to no substance. From the 2 episodes I watched, it's just they're just going from scene to scene, and just the comedy is just something just happened, just something shocking happened, and it's just oh, and they run to the next scene. It just that in combination with the fact that they're just throwing. It's they grabbed all the conspiracy theories and threw them into a bag, and then they just shook it all up, and then just threw it into a TV show. And it feels like they're not building towards anything. They're just hitting you with everything all at once. Scene to scene, you're just walking through I don't know, a collage of conspiracy theories and just cheap jokes. I don't know. I don't know. It didn't hit for me. I don't know. I watched. My daughter thought it looked funny, but
she was watching.
I wasn't letting her watch. She just kept passing by and staring at it. The animation is definitely reminiscent of Rick and Morty, though. To the point that I'm convinced it's the same artist.
What if they just had a random Metal Gear in the background of one of the scenes for that have bumped it up a few points?
It'd definitely be cool.
A Solid Snake comes in and starts blasting all of them.
Yeah,
fire.
It fit the conspiracy angle and all the government,
What about Dave? I know it's a whole different show versus Inside Job, but did you watch any of it, Mateo, or what do you think?
I actually enjoyed Dave a lot more than I thought I was going to. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to, especially for a show where I think the main character just kind of sucks. I think he's just kind of a dickhead. They nail it in that episode where he breaks up with his girlfriend and she calls him a narcissist. The dude's a fucking textbook narcissist. Yeah. I will tell you, though, my favorite fucking episode features my favorite character. Gata, man. Gata with the bipolar episode.
Yeah.
It's so good. I thought it was going to be a funny show, and it's not. It's more, I think it's almost more heavy in the drama than the funny aspect. It's fun to laugh at Dave for a little bit, but there's layers to all the characters. I think all the character development in that show is phenomenal.
Specifically character development. And everybody's acting seems pretty good for the most part. Even Dave's acting is surprisingly good. I can't fuck with his music really. I like the show's music more than I like Lil Dicky's actual music.
I've never listened to any Lil Dicky.
It's pretty terrible.
I think Doughboy in earlier episodes was oh, that's an industry plant. It's He's a
I
plant.
mean, I've always said that because it felt weird how he didn't really have any music and then just started making music with Chris Brown and all these other people. But I mean, listen, like I said, his music isn't really for me. I like that he goes up against Macklemore, another industry plant in this show. They put him, the little kid. I forgot it was some funeral that the kid wanted to play Lil Dicky. That shit was hilarious. So I like how they explore those themes. I like especially that they have a lot of celebrities on this show. It's pretty cool to see rappers and real big entertainment artists on the show and the way they behave and shit like that. It does start off slow. That pilot episode is a little bit rough, but like after I would say the third episode, it just keeps going up. And
that was my issue with the show. That first one it felt like forever, and then the second one kind of just kept it going. I was just like, oh, all right, let me just stick through it. It might get better. And then, yeah, like you said, the third episode, that's when it started peaking up again. I was all right. I could watch maybe a couple more episodes of this and not think it's shit. But for the most part,
the wood shirt cracked me the fuck up.
Which wood? The wood shirt? Wait, what's that?
Explain. He goes and he takes that dude's nephew out shopping. He's like, yeah, he's like, how much money you need? And he's like,
oh, that's right,
that much. And he just gives him a stack. He's like, what did I tell you about getting things? He's like, well, you got to share. And he hands like half the stack off to Els. Is that the dude's name?
Yeah.
And he goes and he buys like a fucking wood shirt at like a farmer's market.
Yeah, it's like you can't even move the arms because it's just a piece of wood that they hollowed out. It's hilarious.
Stupid.
That's Trippie Red's nephew. Trippie Red is a one unique looking guy.
Yeah, he's definitely weird looking. Sure.
I watched the first episode and I felt similarly to Inside Job. I was like, oh man, like the comedy felt so cheap. Like it was like, I don't know, they were just going on and on dick jokes and I don't know, the comedy just felt very weak. And I was like, oh, this is not very good. And I felt like that first episode didn't get really good until like the final moment where he's like rapping in the studio. Mm-hmm. And although I did like Gator too. And then, I mean, after that, I think the show starts getting way better. So I enjoyed Dave. I'm probably going to watch I think there's 2 seasons out. I'm probably going to watch them both.
Same.
And yeah, and it becomes less of a comedy show and more just, you know, dealing with a narcissist. and I actually, there's interesting dynamics with that. So, I mean, I certainly enjoyed it. And I do like seeing all the celebrities and all the different situations. I do, like Mateo said, I do think Dave is a pretty shitty character, which is also why I wasn't like really enjoying it, because I'm like, how the fuck am I going to watch this show? I don't like, it feels cringe sometimes, like watching, like, and it's hard for me to watch somebody doing things that I wouldn't do. They're just doing stupid thing after stupid thing. And I'm just like, oh man, like, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I like Gator a lot. I like his girlfriend, I think is a cool character. His roommate's a fucking weirdo.
Oh yeah, the guy, the redhead.
Oh.
Yeah, his manager.
Yeah. It's like picking at his back acne. They're in like a tub together.
Yeah, cock to ass in one bathtub. Just friends, just platonic bathing together.
He had his leg all the way around him.
Yeah, that's why I said it's cock to ass. Like they couldn't. Like they were joined as one.
They explore those themes more in the next season, and I think it's really nice. I think they throw some curveballs at you in the story, but that guy Els, his producer, that's a Taco from Odd Future. Yep. He just was kind of like, I don't know if he produced for Odd Future or what he really did, but he's acting now, which I thought pretty cool. I like the Asian girl too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the girl's cool. Really good. I like her as a character. So I think a lot of the character arcs in the show get a lot better.
Who the fuck got him sick with the bud?
Oh, it was Gunna and Young Thug.
Yeah.
That shit was so stupid. It was
What
like,
episode was that?
It's like
I
the
think
fourth
the-
or fifth or something.
yeah.
might be
They're
the
at the
fifth.
art show, and the Asian chick's talking to them, and then he pulls up. He's like, "Hey, you want to smoke?" And he takes the hit, and then Young Thug just keeps coughing like nonstop, and he's like, "That ain't a normal." He's like, "Nah, it's a weed cough." He's like,
There's a lot of phlegm.
"Yeah, that's how." Gunna's like, "Dude, you were just sick like 3 days ago." He's like, "Yeah, I was, but I'm not contagious anymore." And then it's a dynamic that I fucking love because we as people, we tend to say stupid shit like this. And he's just like, "You're not a doctor though. Like, how the fuck do you know you're not contagious?" And somebody else turns around, "But you're not a doctor. How do you know that I am contagious?"
Hey.
And it's like, no. You're an idiot. That's not the point. You're making a claim that you don't know you can make. I'm not saying you're contagious. I'm just erring on the safe side here. Like, I don't know. I thought that was an interesting conversation because it happens often. Like, people go to work sick. No, I'm not contagious no more. It's like, dude, you're fucking dripping out of your nose. Like, like, how the fuck do you know? You're gonna get people sick. Like, I thought it was funny. And then of course Dave got sick. So
Yeah, there's some relatable moments in that show for sure, and the character development is fantastic. Like that, the character development's gonna drag me back in. I liked Allie as a character. I like his girlfriend a lot, actually.
Yeah.
She puts up with a lot of his nonsense.
She milked him.
yeah, that was fire.
That was fire to you, Pucho. You love that?
Fucking the feet falling out of the shower. That's one of the few parts of that show that has just made me laugh out loud, fucking uncontrollably. It was just so absurd. These feet just flopping out.
That shit said flop plop. there was like levels to that fall. That shit was hilarious.
He took a branch with some toilet paper. It's like,
Yeah, that shit.
I can see Doughboy doing that shit.
He forgot to take the branch out, so when she opened the door, he picked up the branch. He's like, "Oh, I tracked this into the house." It's like, dude, that's a full stick. You did not fucking track that into the house.
The show has, I think it has a little bit more. If you give it more time to watch it, like if I go back and continue to watch it, I think it would get better for me. But I think it's just Dave's face. I don't know what it is. There's something about it. He has like a punchable face. You just want to punch his face for no
I think it's
reason.
part of his shtick.
yeah.
Just having a punchable face. I don't know. I'd say watch through the 3rd episode, and then if you don't like it, then it's probably not for you.
Do
No,
you
I think
think
I'm
that he
gonna-
actually? Do you think he actually doesn't think that he's kind of a parody rapper? Like in real life, do you think he doesn't think he's a parody rapper?
I'm not sure. Because, like I said, I haven't listened to enough of his music to even know his style. I just know that his style isn't for me.
That man has a killer freestyle though. He can freestyle.
He does.
I mean,
like I s-
what's a parody rapper, I guess.
I would say like the Bloodhound Gang would be like a parody rap group. Like they were just over the top, ridiculous. I mean, shit, they did that animal song where they ran around dressed like monkeys in their music video. They knew that their rap was not serious rap. They're not going to be invited to like the BET awards for like fucking like album of the year or something, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think Lil Dicky's actually a good rapper, though.
Yes.
But I think he's somewhere beneath that in terms of what level of parody. He is going for comedy with most of his like music videos and stuff like that. He wants his music videos for people to look at it and just be kind of like hyped or laughing at like everything. Like he had those ridiculous. He had a cool music video where he's like, let's make the hypest music video ever without spending any money.
Oh yeah.
And he just went around begging people like, yo, let me use your mansion. And some people agreed. So then he was able to like go in the house and like film some scenes like in this mansion in a hot tub and a pool. And then he would go to like some of these like crazy car places. He's like, yo, I'm filming a music video. Can you just like let me drive a Lambo for free? Like, and some people like agreed. So then he was able to get a whip and like he has a whole video just showing that as his music video. And I it's super creative and it's like there's a comedy to it. Like it's like a story or whatever. Like it feels parody. Like it's not serious, you know?
I think my least favorite joke / plot in that show is definitely the somebody suck me thing.
Oh yeah, that was so stupid.
He went
That's
viral
so
though.
dumb. Yeah, but I guess that was like the point of it. Like he was trying to go viral. But back on the Gator thing, that mental health episode where they like dissected a little. That's pretty much the only show I think that has ever done that I've watched. Like talked about a manic episode, somebody having a manic episode and kind of explaining what that is. I think that shit was very clever the way they did it, and I think Gator's a really good. I don't even know if he's acting at this point. I don't know if this person, because if you go on Twitter, he's still trying to do everything he's trying to do in the show. He's making music videos and stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
Oh, I need to follow that dude on Twitter.
Yeah, he's very interesting. Very interesting.
But no, yeah, I mean, so over and all, you guys give it a what? If you had to rate it from 1 to 10, what are you guys giving it?
I'll give
I
it
think
a
it's
strong.
I think it's pretty damn good, dude. I'd give it a solid 8, honestly.
I'll give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I'd give Dave an 8.5. I'd give Inside Job a cool 5.5.
So we know you don't like Inside Job. That's fine.
Nah, yeah, I'm not. I don't like cartoons in general. Like, it has to be good in order for me to like really watch it. I don't even watch anime and shit like that.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to go
Maybe-
back and rewatch Cowboy Bebop.
You see they got it on
good.
Netflix with actual like live actors or some shit. I think it
Well,
was.
I want to rewatch the original so I can watch the new one, and then I can actually compare and contrast. And
Yeah, I never watched
ya.
it, so that'd be a good thing to kind of like watch over the weekend or something and talk about it maybe.
Yeah, they're both on Netflix, and the anime is really fucking good. It's one
yeah,
of
the anime is one of my top 5. Like,
Oh, it's on
amazing.
Netflix?
yeah.
All right, I'll give it a try.
I already saw people shitting on the live action one, but I wasn't sure if it was like sincerely like it's not good or if it was like gatekeepy, like, oh, here's another live action anime thing. Is it like, and it sucks, you know? Like I wasn't sure if they actually thought it was bad or if they were just hating on it, you know. But I was interested in it.
That's my same take. I didn't know if it was like that vocal minority we were talking about with Crystal yesterday when we were recording.
Well, I guess I want to ask you guys a question about relationship. All right. Me and Pucho are married, obviously. And Mateo and Do, you guys are single. At your current age, right? What are relationships that you're looking for? What are the goals that you guys are trying to accomplish with it? And for me and Pucho, we're married. So what more can we do in our relationship? Like what goals are there for married men when it comes to like relationship? Like what's the next step? Like, you know, what can we do to spice it up type? I guess I'll start with maybe Mateo. Lead us off into.
I don't know that I got a good answer for this, honestly, because I think that trying to define a relationship before you find it is a good way to get disappointed. Like I think that that's being like that now I'm going to get married. It sets you up for a lot of disappointment. I think it's you just every relationship's unique. You just have to kind of see what they feel like and take it from there.
Nah, Mato, you're doing it wrong. You got to say, I'm looking for a woman who likes taking long walks on the beach, who likes to read romance. No, I'm kidding.
That'd be rough, man. The beach is 6 hours away from me.
Then you know
Yeah.
it won't work out for you.
Be a hell of a first date. Hey, let's drive 6 hours into the middle of nowhere for a bit.
Yeah, she'll be freaked out.
I could take you to the river. I could take you on down to the riverside.
But I mean, seriously though, like, what do you like, relationship wise? Like, I know you don't. Well, maybe not, but like, you guys want to be single for the rest of your life and just have partners here and there, or is it just like you kind of want to cozy down?
I
Depending on
am
your
a
age.
I am a leaf on the wind. I have no set thing. I don't feel. I've discussed this before. I don't feel the need to have like a kid to feel like my life is accomplished. I don't feel the need to get married to feel like my life is accomplished. I think that you need love in your life, platonic and romantic. I think that is a good thing to have in your life. For me personally, that's what I found gives me fulfillment. But whether I need to exchange a ring and vows or bring another kid into this world for that love to feel like it's impactful and lasting, I don't think I've got that necessarily.
Yeah, I think that stuff happens naturally. Like, you know, you find somebody you love and you feel like, damn, I can see myself with you, and then you get married, and then it's like, damn, I can see us like bringing something into this world that's us, you know, and that's how it should be. Like, I mean, how it normally is, I would say, but for the most part, if you can't, you shouldn't force it, just to, you know, so you won't be lonely. But I don't know, though. How is it over there in New York, though? Because I know it's a fast life out there, but like, what's the dating scene out there like for you guys?
New York. This is gonna sound really depressing, but with the amount of people in New York, you'd think dating gonna be easier. But the things could get very lonely in New York, and plus we have the 4 seasons, so we're upcoming on this cuffing season. People like to say, and the reason they say cuffing season is because this next 3 months you're gonna be pretty much inside or just one place to the next. You're not gonna be chilling out outside. It's gonna be very minimal people meeting. You know what I mean? People still go out in the winter. It's just we're all kind of in a shitty mood because of it. I don't know how to describe it. Everybody's just in a bad mood in the winter, and everybody's just trying to get where they're going to. So nobody's really paying attention to each other, and we're just really kind of assholes. But I think with my, I would say, dating history, I don't, you know what I mean? What I know what I don't want in a relationship, and I know the unhealthy aspects that led my other relationships to not go as well as they should have, even if that includes me. Because sometimes you got to look at yourself and be like, am I the issue here? Like, what's wrong with me? That came from me like when I was 28. I started like kind of dissecting myself, and I'm like, there's some unhealthy aspects to you, buddy. I'm like, how are we gonna fix this? And I think it probably just wasn't meant to be. If it hasn't happened now, maybe it'll happen in the future. Maybe I would like to have a child. I'd like to be in a relationship with somebody, but if it hasn't happened, it hasn't happened. But I already know on my salary, I can't have a kid and or a wife. Like, she's gonna have to be working as hard as I am right now on my salary. I'm like, I could barely afford the video games I want. How the fuck am I gonna put babies and diapers on a baby and shit like that?
You're kind of like surprisingly traditionalist with some of the things that I think you've said on the podcast. Are you like a white, your ideal situation would be like you work, your wife stays home? Would that be like your ideal situation? Or
not really. I don't mind if somebody, here's the thing, I'm not looking at it, maybe I should be, but I don't really look at the person for where they work at. Of course, I'd want somebody to have a decent job so that both of our incomes combined, we can make some sort of foundation. I don't know. We're going to start a foundation. You know what I mean? But, you know, I'm not necessarily saying that I only am going to mess with college educated women. I don't really look at it like that. If you're a good person, if we're compatible, I think compatibility is like one of the biggest things. The sex is natural enough for me that it's never an issue. So I've never really had problems in like the sex area, or I need too much sex. Usually it's the woman I mess with that needs too much sex. So that's always been my issue. It's always been they want more than I want. But I think having some sort of goal system, or you have to know what you don't want, and you have to be able to call out red flags in a situation or a relationship. You got to call them out when they happen. You lie, you'll have to lie forever. If you check that shit right there, you checked it right there, and you never have to really deal with it again. I think in a lot of times in my relationships, I've always tried to. What's up with this guy?
I don't know. He's been rubbing his eye for like 5 minutes now.
I'm just saying. It looks like he's
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
You okay?
Nah, sorry. It was an emergency call on my phone. So Muted myself.
sorry.
I apologize.
I'm sorry, dude. I just think you got to be on top of it, especially when you're dating people. You got to be very careful of not. For me, I just don't have a lot of energy to just be dating a lot of people and then just getting disappointed after disappointment. And I'm just like, I'll just wait until I can date somebody I'm very compatible with. Whenever that comes, it comes. What about you guys for like married people? What do you guys want out of your relationships after X amount of years being married? Like, what do you guys between each other? Do you guys talk about it, or does it just happen naturally?
First, Tony.
Yeah, I guess we haven't really talked about it. I mean, we're still new to this marriage life. And now having a kid, so it kind of not dampers the situation, but you don't have enough time for romance. I mean, there is time for romance, right? But it's kind of difficult. Like if I wanted to take her out, we gotta set things in motion, to have our time, our me time, pretty much. Like, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, there's things I try to do. I try to, romance her throughout the day, even with Luca around or whatever. But later down the road relationship, like, I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people, their sex life, they always talk about, like, you're like 10 years in or whatever. It's like, you got to spice up the sex life because it's just, kind of just, all right, we're here to fuck and just move on. So, people, they do the swingers and all this shit. We haven't talked about any of that or plan on doing anything like that. But I'm just saying, like,
I don't think that's common, Tony. I don't think married people, when they get older, it's just a thing. They just become swingers.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that some people do that. They, they find out, this would be, we're both free to touch and do things with other, with other people, and we're okay with it. People do that. I'm not saying that's what I'm doing.
My wife ain't about that shit. She
would stab someone.
If I broached the topic with her, like, hey, so I was interested. Shanked. I wouldn't even get the question out.
So yeah, it's not, like, my wife's not really on that either, But it's funny though, because sometimes it's like you think about it, you be like, what if we do like a threesome, or you add somebody into the mix or whatever. Most of the response that women give you is like, all right, yeah, two guys and me, like 2 guys and 1 girl, and then the guy's always like, no, 2 girls. What do you mean and me? Like it goes back and forth. It's like, well, if you want it one way, I want it this way too. We can work it. And then it kind of just, it's all depending on your relationship and how confident you feel with each other. Because if one is lackluster in that field, then you shouldn't do that, because that will cause a big rift and arguments and so forth. But spicing it up in other ways, just between you two, like you come home, she's got the baby, someone taking care of the baby. You come home, she's in like a nurse outfit or a doctor's outfit or something, secretary thing. She's spicing it up. Or she comes home and you got roses all laid out, a nice hot tub going.
Or you're in a secretary outfit or a nurse outfit.
Whatever she feels. Or I could be in that giraffe outfit that I had, and be like, hey, you want to ride with the giraffe, baby? Yeah, you know what I mean?
These are things you do? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying there's things you can do. I haven't done that yet because it's hard, because I got a mother that lives with me. So it's like, hey, Patricia, just stay in the room for about 7 hours.
So is that your relationship goal, that you're planning to do these types of things?
Well, no, yeah, later on. It's definitely a goal, like, just to spice it up, because, it does get plain Jane at some point. But as of right now, we're good. But, a surprise here and there, to entice and excite your significant other is always good. You come home, you're laying on the couch, and then, hey, baby, what's up? She fixes her ponytail up, and then boom, she goes to mopping. And that's like, oh shit, like, I'm watching a show and mopping is occurring. So it's just like, it's shit like that. Random shit will always spice up things. That's it. I don't know.
Yeah, ain't no random moppings happening with a 2-year-old running around the house.
No, yeah, you gotta put them in bed or something.
And we only clean after bedtime. Okay. So. Yeah, for me, it's definitely like I definitely need to try harder with keeping things fresh. I'm a very content person. Like, as long as like I got food, I have some form of entertainment and like TV or video games, maybe the occasional drink, and like, you know, and I spend time with my wife, like watching movies, TV shows, and just kind of chatting throughout the day. Like I could be content with that in and of itself. Like I'm a pretty happy person. So like that, like to me, that's cool. And I find that with other people, you know, there needs to be more excitement than that. And that's for me stuff that I need to work on, is like trying to think of like, oh, let's go to this place or that place and blah, blah, blah. And it's a little harder to be spontaneous now. Like before it'd be like, hey, you want to go out to dinner? And we could go out to dinner on a whim. But now, like Tony said, with the kid, it's like, nah, we need somebody to babysit, and we need, you need all this like advance notice to set all this stuff in motion. It's it makes it a little more difficult. But yeah, no, for me, I think that's the main thing that you need to work on, because like at least me and my wife, we've been together 13 years. It's like when you're together for that long,
it's a long time.
It is. When you're together for that long, it's like you're now just so used to each other that you don't need to put in a lot of work. But then if you don't, then things get stagnant, and then you fight about random shit and things like that. So I definitely need to get better about like just making sure that I'm trying to keep things interesting, keep things.
What are some ways that you would keep things interesting, like an idea? I'm not saying that you've done it or not, but what do you think would be some good ideas?
Well, like for me, because like I said, I'm a very content person. I set reminders for myself, like, oh, like plan something, like just plan to do something, and those reminders help. So then I'll kind of look and try to find something, or I'll talk to my wife, like, hey, like what's coming up, or is there something that we should do? And we've been, we took a trip to New York. We're going to visit my brother in Providence soon. Just like the other day, like I just, we went to the park with my daughter or something. And that was cool. We were just like us three spending time together. Like, shit like that. I think doing things like that help. And then I also think like getting a babysitter and doing shit on your own is also helpful. I mean, once you become a parent, so much of your life gets absorbed into the routine of here's the shit I could do in the morning, because then comes like nap time. And then here's the shit I do after nap time. And then we need to make her dinner. And then it's her bedtime, and then we put her down, and then it's okay. Now we get the few hours to like ourselves, and we could like do what we want after that time. But it has to be in the house and not outside and blah blah. Like, and you kind of go through that cycle. It gets monotonous, right? And it gets tiresome and all of that shit. So definitely just trying to have like the occasional babysitter and just like have some mental health time to just live your life for a little while. Those types of things help a lot, I think. But
do y'all still run into like communication issues in your relationship?
Oh my God, all the time.
Y'all have been together for so long, right? Like you both of y'all, like y'all have had some. These are long-term relationships y'all are in. Are there still communication issues? Have y'all resolved communication issues, and now there's new ones that pop up, or?
Yeah, there are still communication issues. There's some that are old, some that are new, some that were old and crop back up after a period of time. And I mean, it's like once you're together for so long, the communication issues become like, hey, I just thought that you would like this because like, I thought I knew you, and you really don't know anybody. No matter how long you're with them, people change. They like new shit. They want to do different things. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the arguments is like you perceive someone to be mad, so then you react a certain way, and then they react back, and then it's just a lot of misunderstandings. And I don't say a lot. Like I don't fight with my wife like that, but you're just speaking specifically to the communication problems. It's typically like, at least in my house, it's a bunch of misunderstandings. I thought my wife was pissed off about something I said, so then I said something like an asshole, and then it turns out now she's pissed off, but she wasn't before. And then you gotta like walk through that entire argument, and then by the time you're done, you guys are both tired, exhausted, blah blah blah, and then you're like, man, really assuming this one thing just really caused like this whole fucking situation. And sometimes it's not like you sit there and you think and go, oh man, she's so mad, I'm now gonna, it's like it just happens, right? Like you just sort of react like an idiot, and then stupid shit happens. So yeah. I mean, I don't know, I think the main thing still is like, I still try my best, and you guys know best, because like we have similar arguments within our group when we're doing all this production shit. It's whenever someone does something that pisses me off, I try to take a second and go, okay, did they intend on pissing me off? Like, was their intent to like, to offend, I should say? And if there isn't, then I'll just ask some questions. And even that doesn't work, because sometimes people get pissed off when you ask them questions. And that's something like, I don't know, I'm still trying to find the balance of like the best way to like get to the bottom and find like what is the root issue here and what are the solutions to these problems. Like it's still something I struggle with, like amongst my friends, with my wife, with everybody. Like, I mean, it's like the $1 million question, right? It's the solution to all marriage problems, right? Like, but I don't know.
I think some people like to like outwardly discuss like root causes of things, and some people would like to just do it on their own time. I mean, we run into this on the podcast all the time. Like you said, like a thing happens, questions get asked, and those questions in and of themselves are somehow triggering, even though it's just in your mind, it's neutral tone question, just like, oh, Tony, why did you say it this way? Or why were you asking this question? And it goes from there, you know?
No, yeah, it becomes an explosion, and then you're like, fuck, I didn't think that was a problem. Like,
it's definitely one of those things to where, like Pucho says, communication and knowing your significant other. But sometimes, like, I'll come home, I'm happy as fuck. I would say I'm happy. I'm like, maybe my face reads other, but Emily would be like, yo, are you upset? What's wrong? Be like, no, I'm fine. I'm having a great day. She's like, oh, you just look like you upset. I'm like, I look like I was upset. Oh, all right. I'll just smile some more. Like, I didn't know, because I guess I have a resting bitch face, apparently. So it's like... Like, I come home and I'm happy, bro. Like, I see my son, makes me happy. I see my wife, she's there. If she's not at work or whatever, I'm happy. And, so she looks at me sometimes, she'll be like, yo, you all right? I'll be like, did I do something wrong? And it's confusing at times, right? Because it's like, you've been with her for like 10, 11 years, and you're like, babe, like, how do you not know me by now? Like, how do you not know when I'm upset? Like, well, how can you not tell the difference? Like, you should know by now when I'm joking or when I'm upset. And there's some days, like, I'll make a joke, and she'll be like, that's rude, or she'll be like upset, like, I was just joking, I wasn't being serious. Like, why are you upset? But I guess she's upset about something else, or like, it's just weird. Like, every day is something.
That's new. Another thing that still happens is like, I'll make a comment or a joke that I think should clearly be perceived as a joke, and then my wife gets like mad at me, and I'm like, oh man, like, I was kidding. And then there's like, were you kidding? And it's like, come on, like, I promise I'm kidding. Like, you think I'm lying right now? Like, you think like, yeah, it's I don't know. Like, is it like you got to work on your delivery of that joke?
Yeah,
like,
I'm
make
assuming.
it more clear that you're kidding, or maybe just don't joke about that topic, or maybe you should have read the room. Maybe you could tell that she was like maybe in a bad mood, and making that joke is like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, I don't know. Humans are complicated, and dealing with human shit is complicated.
Sure.
I like the idea of workshopping like joke material for your wife. Just put you over there like in front of the mirror in the room by himself.
He's just sitting there. Can I make this
your
joke?
hair looks like shit. No, that doesn't work. Let me think. Ha ha ha. Your hair, and then you're like, oh fuck. Okay, don't joke about the hair. Okay, it's gonna be taken as a clear offense, and yeah, it'll be like I'll make a comment like that on the day that like she looks totally fine, and then it's like now I'm self-conscious about like this thing that they weren't thinking about before, and then you feel like a piece of shit because it's like,
The
well,
ultimate.
fuck, I was totally joking about this, and now I feel like I've created a problem where there wasn't any.
The
Just
ultimate
trying
joke
to
you
get
need
a
to
laugh. You know?
the ultimate joke you need to tell her, Pooch, is, damn, those pants make you look fat. Boom. Now she's gonna be like, what?
Stab.
No, I mean like fat, pretty hot and tempting, not fat. Like, you know, like those are things that you should never say, mind you. But I'm saying jokingly, if your wife has that sense of humor, you know. But yeah, subconsciously jokes make people think like, damn, like, do I look fat in this shirt, or damn, did I not? Like, if I tell Doughboy, damn, you got a fresh cut, and then you come around 10 minutes later, be like, yo, who did your cut? Like that question right there is offsetting. Who did your cut? Off rip, you're offended. Like, damn, my shit's fucked up. And you be like, they went a little too high. And then now secretly Doughboy's looking for a mirror, and he's gonna be like, damn, is that shit high? Did he fuck me up? Like
that shit can be devastating though. Like there's a lot of self-esteem tied into your friend, like your relationships, your friendships in general, right? There's even more self-esteem tied into a relationship with someone that touches your penis on the regular. Like, their words are a little bit more weighty whenever they make jokes about your looks or something. They can be deep cuts.
Could you imagine like well, I don't know, for me and Pucho is probably different from you guys, but could you imagine like you had sex with your partner or some chick you just met? Like, what's more devastating? Your wife telling you like, yo, like, game was weak today. What's up with you? Versus a stranger saying, damn, you got weak dick. Like, what's more devastating? Some stranger telling you that, or just like your wife telling you like, damn, like, you ain't really hit it out the park tonight? I'm not saying that ever happened, but you know, you guys know when you're having sex, sometimes you nut first. You know, sometimes you go first. Sometimes you're just too tired, or you don't want sex. You just rather have head, or you rather just go and beat it off because it's just easier that way. Like, people have, like, Pucho shower time.
Don't ever say that one, Tony.
What, beat him off?
That's like the ultimate offense.
Oh, I'd rather beat off than
tell
fuck
a
you.
woman, "Hey, I
Yeah,
just
no,
rather beat
that's
off
beast.
today."
That's that Dave. That's the Dave plot right there.
Yeah,
She's
he
like,
went
we
to
just
go
had
fuck.
awesome sex, and now you're over here fucking this torso-less mannequin.
The mannequin.
Nah, fucking damn. What were you saying about off days? Yeah, okay. I think it'd be way more hurtful for your wife to tell you that than some random person, because after a while, your wife just becomes like your mom or something like that. In that, like, in the way that, like, no matter what you put on, your wife's gonna tell you you look handsome. No matter what you do, they're gonna typically say, "Oh, you're doing good." Like, it's a very like positive reinforcement type of thing.
Yeah.
So like, so when people tell me, "Oh," like my wife tells me, "Oh, you look so cute." To me, I'm not a big fan of compliments as well, but when I hear things like that, in my head, I'm like, well, obviously, like, we're together, or like, obviously, like, because like you want me to be happy, so you're saying things that you think would make me happy, but because I think of it that way, they don't really do that. They kind of always just land like neutrally. But if you go negative with it, it's like, well, if a positive thing's a neutral, then a neutral thing is maybe a little bit negative. Like, if someone's like, "Oh, it's okay," I'm like, "Well, what the fuck do you mean it's okay? Why don't you say what you really feel about it?" You know what I mean? And then if they say it's whack, it's like, dude, this is a major fucking insult. Like, so I think the whole scale is like skewed. Like, positive is neutral, neutral is negative, and negative is like you fucking hate me now.
Or even the
so
things.
Yeah, my wife telling me my dick game is weak, like that. I'm gonna be coming with my A game. I'm gonna pop a Viagra or something. I'm coming for the
You
kill.
coming in
right?
for 5 hours strong, breaking her back out. She ain't gonna be able to walk.
Fuck some rando. I don't care about them.
But do you know what's the worst too is when they don't say no words. They hit you with one of these, like if yo, how's my outfit? They'd be like, but what the fuck does that mean? Can you use words here?
Is that what Emily said when you had the plaid shirt with the striped tie?
She was like, oh, that would work out. I like it. It's cute. I'm be like, all right, baby. And I just went with it. And at the end of the day, if my wife, even if, let's say she lied, but I don't think she did. What if she tell me like, no, you look handsome, you look good? Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. I don't care about anybody else's opinion, really. I mean, I'll take it in consideration. Then I'll sit back and think like, was that tie offsetting? Was it not? But I made the sacrifice knowing I didn't have ties. So all this going back and forth with myself, inner caballo would be like, all right, fuck them. They're haters. They wish they could wear this tie, you know? But I don't know. My wife telling me something's off or anything like that. Yeah, that should be way more alarming than some rando that you just slept with.
Yeah. Another thing, and I think Mateo's mentioned it on a previous podcast, but my wife has introduced this to me like years ago, and she kind of brings it up occasionally. There's like this thing called like love languages or something like that. I would actually suggest that everybody kind of looks into that. It's like a survey you go through, but it kind of like, depending on how you answer these questions, and it kind of tells you what you look for in the not so much what you look for, but what you like in interacting with the person and being in a relationship. And sometimes I get caught, like a thing that we all need to work on is not thinking that the way that we are is the way that other people are. So like me, I like quality time and spending time with one another. And to me, that makes me happy. I don't like gift exchangings. I don't like compliments. I don't like grand gestures. I'm not interested in those things whatsoever. Like, like someone does it, I'm appreciative because I'm like, well, they went out of their way to do something. Like, that's cool. But it doesn't like, you know, it's not something, I'm not going to be riding some high because somebody brought me flowers or something. You know, I'm going to toss it. Like, I don't like that type of shit too much. But other people do like those things. So you got to be mindful of knowing and understanding what other people are interested in. Other people might like grand gestures. So if you're with somebody that does, that's something you need to do in order to like make them happy or keep them happy and things like that. And it's just a problem that, like, you know, some people love gift giving, and then they might want to give me a gift, and it's like, well, I don't like gifts, so like, just don't, you know. But to them, they've done this amazing thing, because to them receiving gifts is some amazing thing. So it's just like shit like that. You just gotta be, you know, in a relationship, especially like even amongst friends, but especially amongst like a spouse or a partner. You got to be mindful of the things that make them happy, and they're not going to be exactly the things that make you happy.
So do y'all still have goals in your relationship that are not tied into your kids? Because I feel like once you have kids, it almost shifts some of your relationship goals, where it's like now our goals are what we want from our kid. Like we want to, you know, we want them to do well in school or something, you know, like, or they express interest in like a sport, and you want to support them and be there for them to encourage them. But do you still have goals for like your partner? Like we need to we're going to take a vacation and we're going to fucking party our way through Europe or something like that, or...
Yeah, for sure. Like we're still planning. Like before the pandemic, we were going to go to Italy. Like before we had our kid, we went to Japan. Like that was one of our lifelong like trips that we wanted to do for years.
That trip looked awesome.
It was a blast. 2 weeks in Japan was super cool. And then, you know, we're just going to try to keep that up. Like every 2 years, do some like big trip.
I like
because those things as well is, again, it's what keeps things going, keeps people happy, keeps things interesting. Yeah, I mean, like beyond the kid, it, like, you know, I had a kid and I had a goal of like, I bought my new car because I was getting a kid. I was driving a clunker since high school pretty much until just like 3 years ago. And then I was like, I got to buy like a decent car now. Like, but then like we bought a house, and that was like, of course, again, related to the kid, but it was also like something that we wanted to do is to have a house. So, I mean, there's still like goals that we have like as a family. I don't know if I'd call those relationship goals. I don't know.
Those are relationship goals, like
Sure.
somewhat like you know, buying a house, you know, buying a car. Like one of our goals for me and Emily is getting a fucking jacuzzi tub. That's something we fucking want. We want a good sized jacuzzi tub because A, we like jacuzzi tubs, and B, it's like a relaxing thing too. You know what I mean? Like long day of work or a weekend night, we'll just sit outside, look at the stars, have some, I guess, drinks and chill in the jacuzzi, you know, and you know, do things in jacuzzi, have fun, massage, all that shit. They have all these buttons in them, you know. It's like a bidet for your whole body, put it like that. You're not really cleaning it, but you're getting all these forceful water projections or projectiles going to your body. It feels great. I don't know.
I think you might have just ruined jacuzzis for me. That sounds like a bidet that you sit in the water afterwards. That sounds like the worst kind of bidet.
Yeah. But no, yeah. I mean, relationship goals, everybody has them. Just got to talk with your partner and kind of go with the vibes, you know? But I do have one more topic for us, boys. This one will be a little bit more funny, a little interesting. We all watch The Office. Do we all have a character in The Office that we feel that we resemble more, that we can compare ourselves to? And whoever you pick, I think we should also try to pick one for each other. Like, we all should agree, like, oh, no, you're definitely this person, or you're definitely that. So, we'll start off with my boy Doe. Doe, who do you think you resemble the most in The Office? Who do you think you are as a character in The Office? Like, who would you be? And then we'll go around saying who we think, and then we'll go back and say who we think you should be or are, actually.
Yeah, I enjoy The Office a lot. I see a lot of myself in Michael Scott sometimes. Just this is an asshole. But like, I'm definitely Kevin. And everything's hot. Everything is either sexual or it's not sexual. It's like I'm either hot or cold. I would say Kevin. I like who else do I like? I like Creed a lot, but I can't see myself as Creed. But he's amazing, But yeah, Kevin. What about you guys?
Creed has so many qualities that I think are actually kind of badass. He just doesn't give any fucks. He just does what he wants. He's also probably a murderer. There's that episode where he shows up to like the Christmas party and he's covered in blood and he's doing this little like interview to the camera. He's like, "Oh, it's Halloween. That's fortunate."
Yeah, I remember that. That shit was weird.
He expected the office to be empty. Like, he thought he was gonna like sneak away in there. Yeah, for me, I think I would say, I would say Stanley. It's the one that came to me, dude. When that clock hits 5 or whatever time, dude, I'd be jetting out. I'd be out. Free pretzel day, dude. I love fucking pretzels. Okay, like fresh baked pretzels. I'm all about that shit. You seen that guy on pretzel day? This is his favorite day of the year.
I once was ostracized for leaving work right on time. Everybody was like, "Oh, why don't you want to chill with us after work?" I'm like, nigga, you know how many video games I could be playing right now? You know how many weeds I could be smoking?
So he's like, I'm gonna go home and smoke 4 marijuanas today. Okay.
Play the Dino Crisis 2.
He says, Pete, your coworkers ostracized you because you went home on time?
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, we don't like David. He's weird. He just wants to run out of here after he clocks out." And I'm like, isn't that what everyone wants to do? Like, I'm like, nigga, I start living when I leave this place. All right? I'm fucking a zombie.
I die when I clock in every day. No. What about you, Tony? What character do you think you are?
I definitely think I'm a mix of Michael Scott and Jim. Just with the jokes and the prankings. Like, I think I find myself coming up ways. I don't really act out as much as I want to do, but I like joking and messing with people, and that's what he does with Dwight. So that's who I think I am mostly, Michael Scott and Jim, like a mixture of both of them. But I could be somebody else in your eyes, so.
I definitely feel like I'm Dwight sometimes. Maybe even a Toby.
Ooh.
I fucking hate Toby.
I can't fuck with them jams, man.
There's a lot that I appreciate about Dwight. I wouldn't mind if I had some Dwight qualities. Not all of them. Maybe not shooting off a gun in the office. Maybe not some of his weird misplaced ego.
Starting a fucking fire. Yo, that's one of my favorite episodes. That also ties in with the fucking CPR. Like, oh, Michael Scott's dumbass comment, which I know I would make. Like, he has no limbs. Like, was his life really worth saving? Like, that shit is so beast, but I find it some shit I would say, like, is it really worth giving him mouth to mouth right now? Like come on, he's got no arms, no legs.
I think the realistically, I'm probably some kind of mix of like Oscar and maybe Daryl. I think I've got some of like the not giving a fuck. Like I check out sometimes because I just don't care either way in things. Aspects that Daryl has. He's got some
apprehension. My apprehension in answering was I was stuck between Stanley and Daryl because I have a habit of like being stagnant. I'm like, I don't really care that much. I'm content doing this, and like this is my life, and I'm gonna keep getting paid, and instead of being more ambitious, you know what I mean? I
think that the some of Daryl's trolling methods kind of line up with my trolling methods, especially him and Michael Scott. He'll teach them like zippity zop or something like that. He's like, I'm teaching him cool hip hop language.
That show's amazing. But yeah, let's go around and see what you guys think who should be who. I guess we can save Doey for last. I think so. We'll go with Mateo, who we think he is or should be.
Why would we save Doey for last? I'm just curious about that.
He wants to call him Toby.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Mateo not being racist or nothing like that. You're a mix of the Mexican guy. I forget his name.
Oscar,
yes. And a little bit of Dwight because of your comments or the information you'll spit out, like, or you know what I mean? Because Dwight has that shit where he just spit out random information. So to me, I think you're both of those two, because like you're trying to work and then someone come and bother you, you're like, why the fuck are you talking to me type thing. It's like, get the fuck away from me.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
That shit. So that's what I would say. I would say you're definitely those two combined.
I think Mateo fits a lot of Creed's like Creed's a fucking weirdo in a lot of ways. I'm not saying Mateo's a weirdo, but just like Creed's personality, like he doesn't give a fuck about a lot of things. He's kind of like, I'm just living my life. Like he just reminds me of like a hippie that just wants to do his own thing. He's in this place to make a check, but he doesn't give too many fucks about like what the people want, what like authority, things like that. And I feel like I get a lot of vibes from Mateo like that.
I'm fine with that. I appreciate the hell out of Creed. Creed cracks me the fuck up. My favorite Creed moment might be when they were doing like the gay witch hunt, and Creed's like, I might have slept with the man. I went to an amount of like, I forget what band it was, but he was like, I went to an amount of like Woodstock shows or something like that. He's like, and we had sex with all kinds of people in the mud. Some of them might have been men. I don't know.
That shit is hilarious.
He's like, yeah, I had slept with a ton of people, and if a couple men slipped in there, there'd be no way of me knowing. I'm like, what?
He's definitely a character. What do you think, Doe?
I think you are Andrew Bernard.
Oh,
damn.
Wait, hold on. We're on Mateo. You think Mateo's Andrew Bernard?
No, Tony.
No. Mateo. We're talking about
We're
Mateo.
on Mateo, dude.
Oh, my bad. I gave mine up. Shit.
Yeah, you did.
You suck.
I'll go next. So don't worry. But who you think Mateo is?
Mateo. Let me get clever here. Who in the?
It's okay to pick the same one.
I would say he is Robert California.
Oh,
I would say that he's more like Robert California.
That's fucking funny.
I love Dwight Schrute, like trying to get all alpha with them. He's just like, I've already figured you out. And he gets so deflated. Like Robert California defeated him with like 7 words. Like,
you think you know who I am? Robert California's not even my real name. I'm the fucking Lizard King.
All right, well, go ahead, Doe. Start with me.
Yeah, you're definitely Andrew Bernard. Andrew Bernard, and I would say Jim. Yeah, because you love pulling pranks on people.
Why would you say he's Andrew Bernard?
I would say that because he has his ways. He has his very fratish frat bro ways. But yeah, I definitely could see him being Andy Bernard. Just the songs at the end of the day. I want there to be a song played every time we leave. Closing time.
I mean, I did play the guitar.
I also think that that Tony's Andrew Bernard. So I find it interesting that we both picked the same character. I think both like the fratish ways, the competitiveness, or he feels his ego is so hurt by everything that like everything becomes a competition, everything becomes a fight. Like
we call
Jim's
that a shroot. You shrewded it.
Like Dwight and Jim aren't even trying to challenge Andy, but Andy feels the need to like oh, I need to like assert dominance over these people. And then later on, when Andrew becomes the boss, this is the biggest thing. When Andy becomes the boss, he's like a parody of what a boss should be, and I feel like that's how Tony acts. Like Tony thinks he's a boss. He acts the way that he thinks a boss should be, but it's not boss-like. It's just shitty. I think him and Andy have that in common. Hey man, I'm just telling you how it is. You want to do this, baby? It's gonna get tough. It's getting high in the kitchen.
I'm with it.
I got my 2 for Tony. I'm gonna agree with Tony on the Michael Scott. I think that he said that he's got some mix of Michael Scott in there.
Wow, you're right. He does. He's saying
especially
some shit.
The fake firings. That's a Tony move. That would be a Tony move 100% right there. And the other person though, Pam's first boyfriend. That's where the bro-ish, the competitive. That's where it would be.
Roy
from the warehouse. No, yeah, I can see that. Roy is that man got played. That sucks though, but yeah, no, I can see that.
Played.
Yeah, he did. His girl's falling in love with some other dick. With Jim,
he should be a better man.
That is true.
He should have figured out the love languages and find out what makes Pam happy instead of just trying to hang out with the boys.
He was too upset about those jet skis.
Yeah, that was weird.
They just trashed that bar immediately.
Didn't even make sense.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That was like, it didn't go his way. They just fucking destroyed the bar. That was, yeah.
Poor Richards.
Mm-hmm. All right, Pooch. Let's see.
Now I'm in the hot seat.
You're in the hot seat now.
I'm nervous.
Yeah. I would say you're the Stanley a little bit, but more so Michael Scott's boss. I forget his name.
Mike Wallace or something like that. Wallace?
Yes, something like that.
Richard Wallace?
Is it Richard?
Oh,
like
man.
You come into work and you're like, again with the bullshit. Like, yo, like explain to me like
David Wallace.
Yeah, David Wallace. Like when Michael Scott went to obviously his office, he was like, yo, you're doing something that's working out. Can you tell me? And then he did this whole thing where Michael Scott does like, I just forget where I'm going, so I just keep on going. And he's just looking at him like, bro, you're so fucking stupid, but I don't understand what it is you're doing. Like, that's who I say you are, those two.
And what he was saying was the best. He's like, see, my motto as a boss is that when it comes with the people, you never, for no reason, should you ever even think about trying to do anything. Never. And then it cuts. He's like, sometimes I just start talking and I don't know where I'm going and I just hope I find my way, buddy. You're just like, and dude, David Wallace's face is like, what the fuck is this guy?
You remember when I did that to you in real life though, without even trying to do that shit to you? You was like, wait, are you Michael Scott at me right now?
Tony did it for like a minute straight. I'm like, are you doing the Michael Scott thing? He's like, no, it wasn't. Yeah, that was fucking hilarious. Maybe I'm David Wallace.
I'd do the David Wallace. I'd give you the David Wallace. I think that's a good mix, and maybe some Stanley, maybe some Daryl. You got like a laid back vibe. I think sometimes you're like panicking under the surface, but you're cool as a cucumber outside.
You know who else too? I forgot. Oh, the black guy that was in he managed the warehouse. I forget his name too.
Daryl.
Oh yeah, Daryl. Damn, tripping. Daryl. That's also another one I would add to two. So you could be three.
All right.
He becomes the second boss, right?
Yep.
Forcefully,
Him and
too,
Jim
at
share
that.
the office. They're co-bosses.
Michael Scott went in there to have a couple meetings. He was like, no. Or like he would just demand things. He was like, that's what we're going to do. I'm like, damn. Hey, that's definitely you.
I think, don't be mad at me, but I feel like you are half Dwight in the way that you want to correct, and half Jan in bossiness.
Damn. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's like a good mix.
Damn. Pucho should put a little tiny TV behind him. He should get a little flat screen for his wall. He could just stand there and watch TV.
I could just stay. I just watch TV for hours.
That's one of the most stressful episodes of TV I've ever fucking seen in my life, dude.
Yeah. The candles, the toxic relationship. That was a terrible situation.
He dips his steak in wine.
Fucking, that's one way to fuck
deep
it up.
into the wine glass. Like, he goes for it. Like, oh man.
He said, "What did I tell you about? What is it? What is he?
Something
what does
with
he
his
say?
teeth.
Yuppers? What did I tell you about yuppers?"
Is that the episode where he talks about how many vasectomies he's gotten to?
Yes.
Oh god, that
just
episode's
ridiculous.
so
Back
fucked.
and forth.
Oh my god! And I've been to a dinner like that one time. Not as toxic as that, but like one time someone invited me out, like invited me over, like, oh, let's, like, we're gonna do a dinner, and then when we get there, they put the thing in the oven, and they're like, yeah, I'll be done in like 2 hours. I was like, holy shit.
Wait.
Like, I gotta stay here for 2 hours, then do a dinner, and then like an after. I was like, oh my god, it was miserable.
Wait, Doey's acting shocked. That was the exact barbecue here in Texas when y'all came down.
Oh, shit.
Yo, we got there. I'm like, yo, where's the food? He's like, we're still sous videing the meat. I'm like,
Yeah,
Cut to-
we're about to start up the grill soon. I was like, holy shit, we're gonna be here forever, aren't we?
Yo,
Cut to 5 hours later.
Jimmy bought Jimmy John's, and they came in the truck. I've never been so envious of somebody else eating it. I was like, God damn it. And then the infamous onion rub.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Adam was rubbing the fucking grill with the onion. He's like, you rub this onion all over the grill.
but
you
he's
know?
right, though. Mexicans do that a lot, too. So that's he's not wrong by it. But yeah.
My family always did that. My dad also brushed, though. He brushed before he rubbed the onion.
No, you
all over
gotta
the grill.
brush. You gotta brush to clean it off a little bit. But then you hit that onion on it, you know. All right, Doe. Time for you.
Go for it, guys. Don't let any one person be held back, all right?
All right. I do think, for the most part, right, you can be. Obviously, the given is the fat guy. I forget his name. All these names pass me right now. I don't know why.
Kevin.
Definitely a mix of Kevin with a mix of almost like Dwight's girlfriend. I forget her name as well. She had the fucking cats in the cabinet. Like, what's her name? Fucking
Angela?
Yes, Angela.
Oh.
I can feel like you're definitely a mix of them two for sure. Because, you know, she was quirky in her own ways. She loved her fucking cats, and you love your fucking cat for sure. This guy's gonna break my table.
So
But yeah, those are the two I would say that you are.
So I think it's a combination of two characters, all right? So I think you're a little bit like Ryan. Ryan sits in the annex. You know, the you know, like always trying like a new thing, being hyped about one thing, and then you switch what you're hyped about the next day, and like that chasing things like a fucking squirrel thing. I could see the similarities there. And then Todd Packer, dude, the guy's a fucking horn dog.
Yes, I
All he
forgot
wants to
about
do is
Todd.
fuck chicks and do drugs.
Yeah, I take mine back. You're definitely him too.
Todd fucking Packer.
That dude was a harassment claim waiting to happen every episode.
You
Yo.
remember Todd took a shit?
He took a shit in Michael Scott's office floor, right? Oh man.
They had to recarpet the floor.
Bro, that fucking show's a classic, bro. That shit is fucking hilarious.
I think Ryan's a good choice. Ryan is one of the ones I was going to go for with Doey. I think I got 3 for Doey. We're going to do Ryan for the exact reason that Pucho said. Like, he gets hyped, he moves on to something immediately. He's all over the place as far as that. We're going to do Toby. Well, we're going to do Toby only because I think that Tony is Michael Scott. And that relationship there, I think that plays a factor. And maybe Daryl, or not Daryl. Shit, you just said his name. Stanley, but specifically Party Stanley. Like when they're in vacation, when they're on that Florida trip, and he's in straight up party mode, and he's just on his own time, just doing his own thing. Doesn't give a fuck about.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
Oh, he's cheating on his wife.
That's right. I forgot about that.
He's there with someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to give myself somebody too. Who's that? What's the girl that just be getting trashed and be wanting to fuck everyone?
Oh, Meredith?
Yeah.
Why do I remember her name out of all of these fucking people's names? Like, yo, she gets trashed. She walks around trying to fuck too. She didn't give a fuck who it is. Anybody that comes to her, she's down to fuck. Like, yeah, I can see that.
She wears the
like
tube top on Casual Friday, and she's like, "Oh, am I showing too much midriff?" And she pulls it down and just pops out a titty.
No, you definitely got to pull it up. She pulls it all the way up, and you see her vagina and shit. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's fucking funny. Actually, you know what? Too, like, I'm curious. What's other? Because y'all know my favorite episode, the fire drill and all that. What's y'all favorite episode?
It has to be the dinner party episode. It has to be one of my favorite episodes.
The dinner party one is good. I kind of like the one where like Michael Scott gets real offensive about like the office workers versus the warehouse workers and the risk of their jobs, the presentation they have to give for safety, and he's going to jump off a building to fake a suicide to prove how dangerous their job is.
He said, "Dwight, you ignorant slut."
Damn. So the one that immediately comes to mind that I love is when Michael Scott he steps on his George Foreman grill in the morning. He's got his foot in like some plastic wrap, bubble wrap, like and then that episode's cool because like I think that happens. Dwight gets in a car crash. He gets a concussion.
He's got a big concussion.
Pam and Jim, when they go to the hospital, they find out that Pam's pregnant. So it's an episode that they pack a lot into it.
Dude, my favorite gag from that episode is when he brings in the property owner to talk, and the property owner is the dude in the wheelchair. And Michael Scott starts saying like something like, "You know, we're not so different, you and I." And the guy's like, "I'm just going to stop you there, and I'm going to leave."
I feel like that's why Michael Scott and me are probably one of the same, bro. Because like we just say dumb shit.
All right, and I was wrong. They find out Pam's pregnant when her ankle twists at the volleyball game, not the episode I mentioned. I don't know what the fuck I'm on about. But another episode that I think deserves an honorable mention, and when they're doing the Michael Scott Paper Company, when they like split off, I love the episode where he's running around stealing all their clients, and Dwight gets a hold of Michael's book, like of all his contacts, and it has like all the color coding of like what, like all the do's and don'ts and like it's information for Dwight or for Michael, and it's like normally for this type of thing, you would see green as go, red as no, yellow maybe as like be cautious. But for Michael Scott, it's like red means don't go there. Green means go ahead and stop. Like don't say whatever you're planning on saying.
I think he says most of the colors mean don't mention it.
He's like, yeah, most of the things I put in there is to tell me not to bring these things up. So yeah, then Dwight goes around. He's like, hey, so your kid's cancer, how's that going? And the people get so offended, and Michael's like, yeah, they fucked up.
How is your gay son doing?
That's what it is.
Oh, that shit is fucking funny, bro.
What about that stupid fucking episode where they think they're being shaken down by the mob?
That is hilarious.
It's a fucking pizza joint.
They go to the fucking place. He's like, I take the gabagool. And they're like, the what? The gabagool.
Bro, what about the funny prank that I like too is when Jim did the Christmas prank where he wrapped all his shoes. Like, oh, real funny, Jim. You wrapped everything up. It'll take me whatever seconds to disassemble it. He goes and sit down. There's nothing there. I was like, bro, that shit is funny. Those two interactions, them two made the show for sure, I think, in my book. Like, they definitely, the jokes and all that, and then him training him how to be like an animal with the mints every time. Okay. That shit was funny to me.
The derailments.
He deserves it.
From your own son.
Hit him with it. Everybody gets it. No one's free of the derailments.
Yeah. No, that's definitely good. The wedding episode is fucking hilarious, dude. Fucking Kevin's shoes hurt his feet, so then he's wearing the fucking Kleenex boxes. At the end of the day, he put his fucking feet in the ice maker, ice machine.
They're not hurting his feet. He put his shoes outside because he thought they would clean them or something, and they came and disposed of his shoes because they were so terribly stinky and gross.
Right. That's right. And he was wearing the Kleenex boxes, I think, because that was the only shoes he could find. Okay, yeah, that's fucking horrible. And then I loved Michael Scott feeling so offended that, like, he wanted to walk Pam down the aisle, and she's like, no, like you're not gonna do that. Like, and then they had him push the grandfather down the aisle. He got so offended when the grandfather stood up and decided to walk like the last few steps that and Michael started pushing the wheelchair like in a fucking weird way, and then afterwards he's commenting on how selfish the grandfather is, making the wedding all about himself. And it's like, dude, you're doing that. You're the piece of shit,
bro. In so many ways, Michael Scott's a dick, but he showed a lot of like compassion. Like with Pam, with her painting, when she had the painting in that exhibit, and he comes like, yo, that's very good. How much? I would like to buy. She broke down. Like, that's why I think everybody let Michael Scott get away with shit, because he's really compassionate and he actually loves his workers. Even though he's fucking, like, that's what I'm saying. I see myself like him.
She went to go hug him after he bought the painting, and he started to get a boner, and she's like, is there something in your pocket?
No, he had a candy bar in his pocket.
Candy bar, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
He whipped it out quick. He said candy bar. Yeah. She thought it was a boner.
They did our boy Andy real dirty in that show at the end, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his arc. Oof.
They could not figure out what to do with that character, because first he was like a rage monster, and then he was like this campy ex-frat bro, and then he became like honestly a pretty decent boss until he randomly decided to run away on a boat and then join America's Got Talent or whatever the fuck it was.
Didn't he get shipwrecked or something? That's why he grew that beard. Didn't he have like a beard?
He was on the boat and he got lost or something. I forget what that entire subplot was even about, dude.
He had terrible sunburn.
The man was getting paid and not do shit, and everybody was like, yo, you're just collecting checks on all of us and bonuses and shit. They're like, fuck out of here. Like,
they were breaking sales records. They were killing it.
And he's getting all this fucking like awards and shit, and everybody's like, yo, why the man, fuck this guy.
I have a huge crush on his girlfriend in that show. What's her name?
She's the unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah, a huge crush on her.
Yeah, I forgot what her name was.
She's the one that everyone went after because she was in like some like Daughters of the Patriots of the Confederate Soldiers ball or something.
The debutantes ball in Louisiana or some shit like that.
It's Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron. Well, I think it was a pretty damn good episode today,
The
boys.
Murder in Savannah. There's
Which one is that
murder.
one? Which one's that one?
When they find out
The company's
They're
getting
mur-
sold.
Oh yeah,
the company's getting sold or something, they're trying to take their mind off, and they end with like they're in a standoff. Everybody's pointing guns at each other and shit. It's a ridiculous episode.
Well, as much as I would love to continue, beautiful day. I think that's all we have for today's episode, boys. Pretty good one. Got us some relationships and all that. To all the subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that follow and like button. Don't be afraid to, if you don't want to see our faces some days, you can just go on the audio section of us. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, not on Pandora yet. I think we're going to give up on this shit by this time. Podbean, no, any source of music you guys want to listen to, just audio only, we have that. Like I said, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Don't be afraid to hit that like button, follow, share us, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you know when we dropping these hot fires, these hot videos. Pucho
You
hates
started
when I do
appearing
that.
in other people's podcasts now.
Also, yes, we're definitely on another podcast with our friend and fan of the show, Crystal Smith. And I got to tell you, it was an awesome show. You guys need to definitely check it out. She's on Twitter as well, Game Junkies. And I'm going to tell you, she's a fantastic host. Fantastic. Big shout outs to Crystal.
Yeah, the episode that we're in goes live on Wednesday on the Game
Last
Junkie
Wednesday,
YouTube
though.
channel. Yeah, last Wednesday. It went live last Wednesday. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Sorry. At the time of this recording, it'll be next Wednesday, but it'll be last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Your boy Pucho is going to be out of town, so this is a backup recording, all right? So that's how much we love you guys, all right? We're trying to keep things going, keep things flowing, keep pumping out content. And we're not actually giving up on Pandora. I don't know what the fuck Tony's talking about.
That was a joke.
We're waiting on that shit. It's taking forever. We're not actively doing anything. It's just in review. So whenever it goes live, it goes live.
So like always, people, go one up yourself. Peace.
Peace.